Welcome to Bonus Day.
Welcome everyone to my February pickups. Now I have to apologize in advance. February was a bit of a lean month in terms of games and in bank account balance. But I promise everyone at the end of the video I am going to make it up to you. So starting off first, we have the special edition of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on the PS3. If you guys haven't seen it and you want to see what's inside, please check out our unboxing video. Now next, we have another game I mentioned in my blog about all the games people may have missed out on the PS3 and did not sell. But to stop myself from embarrassing myself, as I have this inability to pronounce certain words, I'm going to call on Terrence. Please pronounce this one for the fans.
Alright everybody, I'm going to try this one. Atelier Roroni.
You know what? That's pretty good. We can go with that. At least he didn't say the word cataclysm. So
Rorona. It could be either Atelier Rorona or Atelier, if they're going to go for the French pronunciation on that.
when it all comes down to it, folks, the only important thing is it is made by NIS America, which is a division of Atlas. So sticking strictly with our collecting rules. What is the main rule? Whenever Atlas releases something, you just buy it. Then I had to do something crazy, because you've heard me bragging that I don't have a Japanese 360, so I had to buy myself another Japanese 360 game to maybe kick myself in the butt to eventually buy one of those systems. This is Absolute Blazing Infinity. And funny story is, when I bought this and it came in the mail, I noticed that this game actually did come out on the PSP. I believe it's called Blazing Souls. So stupidly bought it there on the 360, where I could be playing it in English right now, but what are you gonna do?
What's the game count at 360 import games now, Mike?
It is, as I casually look across my shoulder,
Big Mike.
we're up to 8 so far.
Big Mike! Get a damn 360 import! Come on, you son of a bitch! What are you doing? Come on!
Next we have Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together, which is a remake of the PS1 release, which is the sequel to the Super Nintendo release. Hopefully that's not too confusing for everyone out there. But
I'm confused.
There.
Let us cling together.
I was about to say, most people are confused by the title. But the best thing about this is, now, a lot of people, when they see our videos of the tours, a few questions have been asked, like, how do you get all the other video game paraphernalia? And one of my little secrets is pre-booking bonuses. So with Tactics Ogre, I got the Tactics Ogre tarot cards. Let's give a quick little shot in here of these.
You're serious, right?
Check that out.
Oh my god.
So it's beautiful artwork. These are actually tarot cards. Not that I know anything about tarot cards.
Not that Big Mike would use tarot cards.
Exactly, yeah. I use
No hate for those that use tarot cards. No hate for those that don't like to use tarot cards.
And there you go. So that was a beautiful little bonus. And I actually have to give props to someone for this, as when this game originally came in, where I pre-booked it, they did not get the cards in time, and I figured they wouldn't get it. So I was actually away, and I got a phone call from the store I pre-booked this to, telling me that the cards have come in and they're holding them for me. So thanks a lot, guys, whoever that was. Alright, for the last 2 games, I have a special treat for you. Here's some independently released games for older systems. So this is the Genesis or Mega Drive system, depending on what country you're from. And this was actually released, this has a 2008 date on the back, but I just got this, so I'm not quite sure how long it's been available. But Legend of Wukong is made by an independent company. Now Sega no longer licenses their hardware or their software, so technically this is all right to have. And check out the work they've done on it here. We get an actual book with the grid pattern from the original Genesis games. And look at that cartridge. I thought they were just going to use donation cartridges, but this is actually an actual made cartridge from their own factory. So I've actually been in contact with these guys, and they actually are releasing a few more games. So if you like the independent games and still want to support the older systems and support independent developers, you know, who you can support them on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, but also buying physical copies is just something really special.
And especially since Big Mike made a good point previously, it's kind of hard to show off your hard drive when you got XBLA games.
That is true. And this, I have actually played this for a bit. It's really, really cool. If you like old school RPGs, you'll really enjoy it. And the last game I have to show off on the pickups is Insanity for the TurboGrafx CD, Super CD system actually. So this will only work on a Turbo Duo or PC Engine Duo. Again, an independent release game on the TurboGrafx, which I thought was kind of unique, because you see Genesis ones out there, you see a lot of Atari 2600 and a few Lynx and Jaguar games, but for someone to actually do a Turbo CD game, this is essentially a Berserk clone. So if you played Berserk back in the arcades in the early 80s on the 2600 or the other plethora of systems it's ever been released on, you know what you're in for. It's got this cool kind of techno soundtrack to it, but that is pretty cool. He's even got the Super CD logo on the disc, which is a nice little touch.
I got a question. Can you close the box again? And my second question, what do you think about that cover art?
This is actually, and no offense to the guys who made this, because I'll never put down an independent studio for trying their best, but this is awful. This artwork is absolutely terrible, and I have a defense for it. I think it's so bad on purpose, because if you're like us and remember buying Turbo games back when they were first released, the first TurboGrafx games, not including the newer ones, but the first release ones had the worst artwork humanly possible. And in my mind, I'm just saying that's exactly what this artist was saying. You know what? I'm gonna make a piece of art that's so bad it reminds people of the early days of the TurboGrafx, or either that, or I've just really offended someone. So I apologize.
If you did, they're only in the 5th grade, so I'm sure they'll get over it.
Alright, now to make it up to you guys for not buying that many games in February, I had to go away on a trip for my work, and I just happened to be at a convention, and there was a gentleman there selling off video game related memorabilia. So I was able to help myself to a few of the nicer items here. So right here I have some armbands. Maybe we can one day, you know, put this one into retirement and get some new ones on there. So I got the Tricell, the BSAA, and the I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the Kajuju.
Kajuju!
There you go. One. So these are all nice armbands, all made by NECA, by the way, who a lot of collectors out there are known for their figures. Some Resident Evil stickers, and one of the coolest things I saw, I'll have to somehow get a belt that can fit this, a Devil May Cry belt buckle, which is, you can hear that, just like the ones you buy in the stores. Very nice.
Hey, since you have these armbands, do you think I can have one? You know, please?
Absolutely not. But thanks for asking. It's really nice of you.
I said.
Next we have a couple really cool baseball hats I got from the same guy. There's the Devil May Cry 4 one with that wicked Dante logo on it, and the Assassin's Creed one, which that is just a damn cool logo. Unfortunately, I have a very odd-shaped head and can't seem to wear baseball hats that well, so I don't know if I'll ever wear these. But that is all really, like, it's all stitched in, and I actually really love the Assassin's Creed one. I'm gonna actually try to get away with wearing that one day. People will make fun of me, but
that's a thick stitch.
Who cares? That's awesome.
That's okay, Big Mike. When you lose the rest of your hair, you can wear one of those. No problem.
I am going bald. Alright, now I've saved the coolest thing for last here. I also picked up a Resident Evil 5 color change thermal mug, because I already didn't have enough Resident Evil stuff. Had to get a bit more.
And what can you say about waking up in the morning in Raccoon City and enjoying a nice cup of coffee with your very own Resident Evil 5 thermal mug? Color changing thermal mug. That's wizard.
So there we go. And actually the funny thing is I actually don't drink coffee at all, and I highly doubt Coke Zero is going to make this change color. I think you need something hot in there.
In the morning, when Big Mike wakes up and doesn't drink coffee, this mug will continue to collect dust in Raccoon City. Raccoon City. This guy's going all radio voice.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. Thanks again for watching, and once again, just like all our pickup videos, by all means, if you guys have any questions about any of the items you've seen here, please feel free to ask away. We will definitely do our best to get back to you and make fun of ourselves in the process.
If you have any requests of how you can help spend Big Mike's money, let us know as well, and we'll be happy to oblige.
It is tax refund time. Thanks guys. Alright, take it easy.
Okay, next games. Which ones?
The two, and these are the
Those
last.
cards are cool. I want to see.
Those are awesome. Now these are the last. This is
I
actually the last of the
actually know
pickups.
how
These
to-
two
Alright.
now.
I actually
Oh, then
used
except for
to-
that stuff in terms of games.
Yeah.
I actually used to do tarot. I was studying, and I was actually, I could actually read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you ever want to read it, I just have to familiarize myself.
Just tell me I'm gonna get pussy, right? Cause I like pussy, right, guys?
Who said I was gonna lie? Ah. I'm using the sound bins.
All right, cool.
Telling you